And we're live. Okay, happy Tuesday evening, everybody, and welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora, Chic, today's live stream. And if you're new here, we are a storytime / social commentary channel where we discuss social topics of the day. Hang on, somebody's trying to interrupt me. Oh, okay, not an issue. Okay. So, yes, tonight, Resting Bitchface is supposed to be a guest. He's having a little bit of technical issues on her end to try to get onto the stream. So, she's still trying. She'll be on when she's on. So, in the meanwhile, let's jump right on into it. So, yeah, as you figured out, tonight we're going to be talking about the Stauffers. The continued train wreck that is. Hey, Big Love, good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Australia. Awesome. Yeah, so we're going to, hey, Hearts Love. Hey, Hearts Love. Yeah, we're still waiting for Resting Bitchface. She's having a few tech issues on her end. This is the thing, okay? A lot of my guests, okay, are riddled. But a lot of my guests always get riddled with tech difficulties trying to join the stream. But we eventually figure it out. You know, eventually we always figure it out. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing the Stauffers further. Now, many of you who have know me, I did do a stream on the Stauffers a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Jess, good to see you. Yeah, she is worth the wait. Yes, Resting Bitchface is awesome. But yeah, so she'll be on. Okay, I'm going to apologize in advance. The AC is running, so let me know if you have trouble hearing me, because I know my AC is loud. And sorry, hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you, Stephanie. Okay, so like I said, the AC is on, and it's pretty loud. So if you have trouble hearing me, let me know. And we'll try to figure something out. And also, the Discord I'm leaving open because Resting Bitchface is messaging me through there, letting me know her progress. So if you hear the little beeps of Discord, just ignore it. I know, not the, just ignore it. Well, I'll turn the Discord off as soon as Resting Bitchface comes on. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it. You can't hear me, Big Love? You cannot hear me? Oh, dear. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, maybe maybe you meant the AC. You couldn't hear my AC. Okay. All right. But the AC, sorry, and that has to run in the background. You're going to see one middle-aged woman sweating profusely. Yeah. And that's not going to be fun at all. Okay. At all. So yeah, back to what I was saying. I did do a live stream 2 weeks ago when the story first broke, when James and Myka Stauffer first came on in their so-called angelic look and their crocodile tears about how they had to rehome their adopted son Huxley. They rehomed him. That was the word that was used. Rehomed, as if he were an unruly pet. I have issues with pretty much any family vlogging channel because I find the children are often exploited. And I did do a video a while back with Journey to Find Kay. Kay was my guest, and we were discussing social media and children. That video, as well as my original Myka Stauffer video, the links are in the pinned comment below. So once we're done with the stream, you can watch those at your leisure. Yeah. Yeah, and we will be. Yeah, and there are a few updates, and we will be learning. I'm going to recommend also another channel who's been covering this, and I mean she's been talking to neighbors, like the Stauffers' neighbors, relatives, all of that, and that's Katie over at Without a Crystal Ball. She's been doing a great job covering it. So Resting Bitchface and I were supposed to give our points of view. Let me see if she's messaged me. Okay. All right. Okay, we're still waiting for her. So anyways, yeah. We had learned after that video, by the way, that so-called angelic video, that's been sponged, deleted. Although, as we all know, the internet is forever. But anyway, so I'm sure clips are flying around. Now, as it turned out, the Stauffers were doing, they were giving copyright claims to many channels who used clips of their videos, those who were covering them. But interestingly, it was only channels run by like a child psychologists and social workers, those kind of channels, because those are the kind of channels, obviously, that have credibility. These are professionals in the field. So I guess the Stauffers didn't like it too much, you know, them using the clips and then analyzing and talking about it. So yeah, they've been launching copyright claims on many of them. Since I'm just a commentary channel and I'm not even at monetization, I probably flew under their radar. Yeah. Yeah, Journey to Find K. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, they're a very self-absorbed couple, Big Love, always. I feel like Just Fam is the only family channel who has it right. I don't know who Just Fam is, honestly, Jess. I don't know who that is. Yeah. So yeah, so that's, and the copyright strikes and the copyright claims that we're launching on anybody using the clips of their videos, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just, you know, it's a little bit. We also learned that after they rehomed Huxley, and it seems that if one were to put a timeline, it would have been maybe around January or February when they actually rehomed him, even though they did that video at the end, they uploaded that video at the end of April, because they stay out of scandal. Yeah, well, that would help. Yeah, that always helps, Jess. Absolutely. So yeah, they took themselves off to Bali. This was their idea of grieving the loss of their son. They took a trip to Bali. And as it turns out, yeah, they took a trip to Bali. So now the Stauffer Life channel, that was the family vlog channel that Myka Stauffer ran. And that had all the videos, the family videos, and the Copper. Hi, I've been helping RBF, the Streamlabs. It's StreamYard, not Streamlabs. It's StreamYard. The link is not working. Here, hang on. Hang on, Coop. Hang on. Oh, Copper. Sorry, I kept calling Cooper. Hang on. Copper. Try this out. Copper, try this out. Okay. Yeah, and tell RBF my Discord is open. Okay. Tell RBF my Discord is open if she needs to message me. Okay. All right. So yeah. So where were we? Yes. They took, yeah. So they took, before they did that video, it looks like they had rehomed Huxley a few months before, and they had taken a trip for about a month to Bali. Justice for Huxley. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This little boy is the one that needs justice. I mean, I had caught footage, like disturbing footage. Like this poor kid would be having a meltdown. He's nonverbal. And usually with children who are cognitively impaired and they're nonverbal, they can't tell us when something hurts. Or they have a stomach ache or whatever, or they're hungry or they're sad. They can't express that in words, right? So what do? They will have a meltdown. They'll express themselves in ways. These children they'll express themselves in ways, that could be challenging. But still, this was always caught on camera, like her giving Huxley a timeout. There was another clip I saw where she was withholding food from the child. And usually this is an issue with children raised in foster care and in group homes or children who are institutionalized. There's always an issue with the food. I think RBF, once we get her on, she might be able to tell us a bit more about that or not. Hang on. Here she is. Here she is. Device is not connected. Okay, hang on. Okay, Copper, tell RBF to connect her mic. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Can you hear me? You turn off my camera. I'm not camera ready.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Do you see that? Okay, on the bottom it says stop cam. Just click that if you want off the camera. It says, it should say underneath everything, it says stop it. There you
There we
go.
go.
But don't mute your mic.
Okay.
Kill the sound on YouTube. We're hearing an echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kill the sound on YouTube. Sorry, we're getting there. We're
I'm
getting there.
so sorry. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. My Wi-Fi
Okay, don't worry
crashed.
about it. Wait,
Caused my
technology.
tablet to crash.
Technology.
It hates me. It hates me. Yeah, so how are you doing tonight?
I work with a 10-year-old iMac, okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
when I edit videos, my voiceover videos, where I have a
Uh-huh.
lot of clips and I have a lot of GIFs and pictures and text, it's
Uh-huh.
more than this old computer can handle. It crashes after every 5 minutes of footage I assemble and edit. So
Yeah. Oh goodness. I'm sorry. It loaded. My
yeah, you have
tablet
to kill the
decided.
sound on YouTube.
Yeah, I am.
Copper says you look
Okay.
lovely.
Yeah, I'm running 2 devices right now. That's the problem.
Is Copper your husband?
Why, thank you, Copper. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he says you look lovely.
No, she's my very good friend. Dear friend from across the pond.
Okay, cool. All right, so we've got
So how's that?
Okay, this is good. So we have a few people. We have some new faces. Stephanie, Big Love, Jess. We have my long trusting Maud, Hearts Love. Hang on. All right. Yeah, Hearts Love. Yep. And we have Copper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have quite a few. Big Love is from Australia. Yeah, Big Love is from Australia. So we got somebody way across the other side of the world. Welcome. Okay, so new comments. All right, so I'll be able to see the comments. Rockin' Roberta, thank you. Thanks for the reminder, Rockin' Roberta. Okay, for those of you, please consider giving this video a thumbs up on the way out the door. As usual, like most of my streams, this stream will remain up for those who arrive late or for those who have to leave early or who missed it entirely. You'll be able to catch all the fun. So, yeah, okay, so I had started. Are you there? Uh-oh. Did we lose resting bitch face? Think we lost your mic.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we lost your mic for a moment there. Okay. Are you good?
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Okay, everybody in the chat. Hey, Roberta. Oh, okay. Rockin' Roberta's moving into.
I'm on a delay. That's the problem. Yeah, I'm on a delay.
Yeah, that's why. We have to. It's like going on radio. That's why we have to kill the sound on YouTube. There is a 20-second delay between StreamYard and YouTube. That's why we have to kill the sound on YouTube when we broadcast. Are you okay? Sorry, we're taking care of. We are taking care of some tech issues. We'll get it all together. We'll get this done. We'll get her done. Thank you, Big Love and Stephanie and Copper and Rockin' Roberta and Hearts Love. You okay? Okay.
Yeah, I dropped my tablet.
Oh no, okay.
I'm okay. It's yeah.
Okay, I was just starting to bring people up to speed on the Stauffers. I had given an overview about what they had done and that they took off to Bali right after they rehomed him. You're gonna have to kill the sound on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. That's possible to me. Oh, I'm hearing
my
echo.
goodness, this is so embarrassing.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's the
Okay.
echo. Because we're hearing an echo. Yeah. Whoops. Okay, we lost her. Okay, try to come back when you can. Okay, like I said, okay, turn off YouTube. RBF, if you can hear me, turn off YouTube entirely, okay? I'm gonna bring you the link again. If you have headphones, maybe you can try those out. If you have headphones, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to the link again to Copper. I am so sorry about this, everyone. We're just, technology. Sometimes it just doesn't always cooperate when we want to. Okay, I just sent the link again, Copper. If you can pass it to her, please explain to her. It probably might be best if she keeps YouTube turned off altogether, and maybe headphones might work. Okay. Okay, sorry about the delay. Sorry, I'm so sorry about this. I know there are a lot of new faces here. People who are new to my stream. I do get tech issues, but yeah, sometimes, yeah. Okay, so as mentioned, yeah, they had taken off to Bali before they put on that white outfit, the Stauffers. You have headphones? No, don't apologize, RBF. It's okay. It's okay when we're not used to this. When we're not used to this, it happens. All right. Okay. So hopefully she'll be back on in a moment. Yes. She'll be back on in a moment. Okay. I just sent your friend Copper the link again to StreamYard. Okay. I don't know if you hear me. Okay. So back to what I was saying about yeah, they went to Bali. They did that all white video. It's kind of like, it is so cheesy, that all white outfit. When you think about it, it is so cheesy because white is supposed to symbolize innocence. She's back.
Can you
She's
hear me
back.
now? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, much better. Okay. Now, if
Okay,
you want to
yeah.
turn your cam off. Okay, if you like you said, if you don't want to be seen, you can turn your cam off, or you can sit off out of focus if you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as you can hear me, we're good.
Okay, can everybody hear our resting bitch face? Put a 1 in the chat, please, if you can hear resting bitch face, or if you can hear both of us. Yes. Can you?
All right.
Okay.
Better late than never. Thank you
Hey.
guys for being so patient. You're awesome. All of you are so awesome.
Yes, they are. Everybody's awesome. We got some new faces in the chat as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, we got some new faces in the chat. First time they're in one of my live chats. All right, we're good. So I had just finished talking. Was just talking about the video that is now deleted, although nothing.
Yeah.
Where they're wearing their white outfits and they're crying on the bed about how they have to make that difficult decision to rehome Huxley. And I was about to say that they probably got a PR firm that told them to look like.
I'm sure. Yeah, it was so staged. So staged.
Yeah.
It was obvious, and the whole thing just breaks my heart. I have pages of notes here, so
That's good. That's fine. You can read off your notes.
No, I have them for referral. This is a really important subject for me personally. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Before we go on, do you want to talk about why this is particularly important to you? If you want, if you're comfortable.
Yeah, I actually spoke with my children about it and got the okay. And I am an adoptive mother of 2.
Right.
Both of my sons were adopted through foster care here
Okay.
in the States. And I got them at the same time. They're brothers. The youngest was a newborn, 3 weeks old, and
Oh,
a toddler, 22 months old.
wow.
So I went from 0 to 2 in an hour and a half. I got I got a phone call, and an hour and a half later, I had to bet with 2 baby boys.
And no stretch marks.
No stress mark. No, had them delivered to the door. We chose adoption. We decided that we didn't want to have a biological child, just personally for us. My wonderful husband was all on board with that. And so we had been nesting and anticipating. We were foster parents at the time, and they were our first fosters. And now they are teenagers, and they're thriving. So, as an adoptive mother, I think about when my child was 3 and I can't conceive
Oh, I
of,
see.
you know what I'm saying? On a
Yeah.
personal level, this story really got to me, which is why it was the first thing that came to mind when we were talking, because I can't wrap my head around it. I just can't.
No, no, I don't
Um,
think any of us really can. I mean,
yeah.
we're going to turn to the chat for a second because they have some comments. Big Love says,
Okay.
Big Love says that was pathetic. Yep, it was.
Hmm.
Copper says nothing ever truly deleted. My son's non-returnable, and then returns him. Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Hmm.
How often did she
Yeah,
say?
I have that.
Yeah, how often did she say my son is non-returnable? And what does she do? And the other thing is we have to keep in mind because a lot of people. I know that she was front and center of the Stauffer Life blog, and that's probably why she gets most of the brunt. But he's just as much to blame too.
Absolutely. It takes two parents, they both adopted the child. They both traveled to pick up that child. From what I've seen and read, the child actually bonded with him first.
Yep, that's it.
Um, so, yeah, the more I dove into it, the more I was just like, oh my word, I cannot fathom.
It's one of the most
So
disturbing stories of YouTube. And like I said before you came on, I am not a fan of family vlogs in the first place.
neither am I. I don't even post my children on my private Facebook page because, you know, they're they're old enough to give consent now, but still I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I can't imagine vlogging us, and especially little children that can't give consent.
No, exactly. And they have no say in the matter. And especially in the case of poor Huxley, we know
Mhm.
that he was special needs. He had some cognitive impairments and he was nonverbal.
Mhm.
And as I
Mhm.
explained before you come on with children, because I used to work as an administrative assistant to a team of frontline social workers for the Quebec Department of Youth Protection.
Yeah, I remember. I
Yeah,
remember we discussed that on another stream.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. So I
and
remember,
I was a home-based social worker as well, which
yeah,
meant I reported to the department. I worked with the family and children, the DFC, as it was called back then.
okay,
Um, and I reported to them, and I did like the legwork. I did the counseling in the homes. I went to the school and counseled. I wrote reports for the judges, gave my, take on the situation and stuff. So, there's also that. I have the professional experience as well, but the personal one is the one that just really gets me. It
oh yeah,
really does.
exactly. We have somebody new who just joined the chat. They have a message for you.
Oh,
It's OB Lex FFS.
oh,
Hi,
hey
love.
Lex.
I'm late AF.
I was late too, Lex, so we're in it together. Thanks
There we
for
go. Better
coming.
than ever, right? There you go.
Yeah,
Never.
exactly.
Yeah, and Big Love
Yeah,
says it's not the best thing to do. Keep your family private. Absolutely correct, Big Love. And Big Love
definitely.
says good on you. Big Love says good on you. I imagine in response to you having adopting your children. And
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I have a lot of people that tell me how lucky that my kids are, and I'm like, no, I'm the lucky one. I won the lottery with these two fellas,
I
you
think
know.
it's reciprocal. I
I,
mean, in your case, I think it's
mm,
reciprocal.
yeah, it's I wouldn't have it any other way. Our family's, ideal in our eyes just as it is. I can't imagine going any other way. You
No.
know, it was an
And
active choice.
Copper has some information for us. Copper says he never wanted to adopt. She pushed him into it. Then Hux needed him, and in her opinion, he couldn't handle Hux, and she couldn't get the right bond. Hux preferred Dad, but Dad didn't want him, and that's her impression. That's my impression. That's what Copper says.
That's the impression I got as well, watching how Hux was treated differently, like with his bedtime, being put to get to bed early while the biological children got to go in mom and dad's room and cuddle up in bed with him and watch a movie.
Yeah,
Um, that was that. I
it's
mean,
kind
I
of like
understand.
Cinderella,
It,
with the Wicked stepsisters.
yeah,
It's like Like this child, like he was put to bed an hour or so earlier than the biological children were.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we had seen things on camera, disturbing things. Like she would be. There was a clip I saw. I think it was on Deaf Noodle's channel where she was withholding food from it. It was all on camera. Withholding food from him because he had apparently he had issues with food. He was hungry all the time. But apparently this is common with institutionalized children.
Definitely, especially at that young of an age, where you're driven by your primary needs. You can't reason.
No.
And I saw,
sensitive.
I believe it was Ready to Glare that said, brought it up about how the child stared at them when they ate, and it made her uncomfortable. That the child stared at them while they ate, and it was like, are you kidding me? First of all, the child had autism. You want that child to make eye contact with you. That's a positive thing. And for her to be uncomfortable because it watched them eat, it doesn't compute. I just, from everything I've looked at, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and see things from different angles. To me, that child seemed more like an accessory than a member of the family. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other horrific things, like there was like, she was saying she was trying to look for quote unquote cheaper therapies for him. Like,
yes,
like she's crying poverty while she's wearing a $60,000 Cartier watch.
Yeah. I saw that. It was a speech therapist.
Cartier. She's wearing a $60,000 bracelet while crying poverty, saying, "Oh, we can't pay for his therapies or his treatments." Like, cry me a goddamn river.
She paid for 2 Mercedes Benz. Well,
and they have that mansion, like what is it, 50,000 square feet or something?
Yeah, I think they said it was $650,000.
Something like that. It's not
around
California,
there.
So it would be cheaper. Ohio's cheaper than California. Obviously.
Yeah, as much. I used to live in Ohio. It's much cheaper. That would be, a McMansion of sorts.
No, it is a bloody mansion. And the other thing was, like, the other contradiction that I thought, okay, the child was sucking his thumb, and so she duct taped it. Duct taped his hands, and you saw this on camera. The child with his thumb and the duct tape. But she allowed her daughter, her biological daughter, to suck her thumb all she wanted.
The child that was older she said she didn't want her to stop sucking her thumb.
Yeah, I remember
that was one of her favorite things about being a baby. But she puts duct tape on this poor child's skin.
Yeah, on Huxley's hand. Yeah, on his thumb. She claimed because she claimed because the dentist supposedly told her to do that. And yeah, right. I mean,
sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, Jan. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're going to turn to the chat for a second. Stephanie says, yes, much respect to you, RBF. You're right. Your family is all blessed to have each other.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. That's so sweet.
Okay. And Big Love asked, I wonder how the other kids are taking this. We have no idea because now their stance is they want privacy.
Yeah, now they want privacy after they made over $700,000 off the adoption of this child. Just through videos. And they did 27 videos before he was actually adopted.
Yeah, they did. Well, they were
crowdfunding
it. They were crowdfunding the fees for the international adoption. Like the trips to China and all of that. And so they were crowdfunding it. And this, despite the fact we had learned that Jim, through his work, got a $10,000 stipend to pay for the adoption of the child. But they were still crowdfunding it.
Yeah.
This was what makes it like, are they going to give, I wonder if they're going to give the money back to their viewers. Probably not.
Well, you know what? I thought about that, and to answer the question, I can't imagine what the initial question. I can't imagine what message that sends to their other children that this child was
expendable.
I can't say rehomed. I can't say that. That sounds like something you do with an animal.
Yeah,
it was reabandoned. It was given away. But A, there's that message. What do these biological children think now? But B, I think that child, given what it has been through, deserves to have that money placed in a trust.
I think so too.
That child deserves an attorney, a guardian ad litem,
Yeah.
and representation in court, because what they did to that child was monstrous. It's horrific. You take a child from a foreign country, bring it to the US with, totally break its routine. It doesn't speak the language. It has developmental issues. I'm saying he is, has developmental issues. I think that, a trust should be set up for that child.
Yeah. I think that's
That's
the general consensus these days. I mean, we've been seeing that on Twitter and on YouTube. It seems that money should be put into a trust for Huxley because, I mean, this kid, I can't imagine, like, he gets abandoned back home in China and put into an orphanage, and I can't imagine what the conditions might have been for him living in that orphanage in China.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Stauffers come along, they take him. They put him through the cameras. If you were an accessory, they do things like withhold food, put tape on his hand.
Yeah.
They film his meltdowns, and then they molded him. And apparently it went through a private, here's the thing, it went through a private, like CPS in Ohio has no knowledge of this, neither does the adoption agency. So it appears they went through private. And the scary thing is, apparently, in the United States, there's no regulation for that, or very little.
Very little, very little. It's the lawyers do the paperwork. Oftentimes money exchanges hands and it's done. Whereas if you go through social services, you get the home checks, you get, you have the child has a guardian ad litem, they have representation, that sort of thing. But it sounded like for a while, no one knew where the child was. I've seen conflicting reports. I've seen that they gave it to a family that they were familiar with. I've seen.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
sure
how
who it was, but just that poor
no,
child.
it is. And
Yeah,
then, oh wait a minute, Copper says she was part of that crowd fund.
Oh really?
Copper said, yeah, and Copper also says if any of their bio children develop special needs, I bet they won't get rid of them. Well, it would be a little more difficult to get rid of them.
Oh, they stated that they would get their biological children the help they needed. And I'm like, okay, you'll do that for your biological children, but not for the child that you adopted and made money off of.
Oh, yeah.
They almost used it like a child actor, an entertainer almost, it seems to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It rings of that. And to film the meltdowns.
Oh, yeah.
It's so inappropriate. And
Jess said, oh, sorry. No, I was just
Go ahead.
Jess said, toddler always hungry in general. They constantly snack. I don't have any children, but I'll take your word for it.
It's true. And they also throw tantrums. That's part of the job. That's part of their job.
Yeah,
Toddlers throw tantrums.
There is.
You don't film them.
I don't have
you console the child,
Well, yeah, exactly.
Put the camera down and go console the child.
Indeed. Copper says, I get different kids have different needs, but that's cruel. The other kids will have talked about what they watched, and he, no matter how little he understood, would feel different. Absolutely. And I talked about that in my first video. Like, I can imagine usually children who are in adoption or who are institutional, like in placement, they have attachment issues.
Definitely. It's very common. Very common.
Yeah. So do you want to shed more light onto the attachment issues that an adopted child or a child who has been in the system for most of its life?
Well, that fear of abandonment, that they're just unwanted and unloved deep down, especially when they've been, in various homes and bounced around. We're very fortunate that we got our children very young, and they have no desire as of now to like find their family. We are their family and they're fine with that. But I noticed one thing in particular that really stood out with me is the particular attachment disorder that they had diagnosed was only with one parent. And guess which parent it was with? The mother.
Ah.
Yeah. And to me, that sounds like it was not the child's fault.
No.
It was her fault in the way she interacted with him. If she
Yeah,
had sat that camera down and gone and consoled that child, and helped calm and soothe them,
exactly.
perhaps that bond would, it just, that just didn't sit right with me, that diagnosis, because it was just the one parent. It's called RAD, RAD, which sounds great, but it's not. But yeah, it was with one parent. So the child was, in theory, according to the doctors, bonded with the father, but not the mother.
But the father, according to the information Copper had, the
Mm-hmm.
father apparently had no desire for this child. But still, he is equally to blame. I know she got the brunt
Yeah.
because she was front and center of the Stauffer
Mm-hmm.
Stauffer life vlogs.
Yeah.
All the videos have been taken down. As a reminder, I think most of you already know in the chat that those videos are down. But
Yeah, I had to find mirrored videos. I watched a bunch of mirrored videos to get what I could from them because
yeah, it is sad. Heart's love, absolutely heart's love. It is very sad. Hang on, Copper, Casey. Hi, Casey. Hi, welcome to the live chat. Good to see you. And Stephanie, yeah. So Copper had already said she was part of that crowd fund. Stephanie says, "I wonder if the other children worry that they will be given away one day too. How sad." That's a good question.
Yeah, it's an excellent question and very valid as well, especially
It
in the
is a
younger
valid
children.
question.
Yeah, that was something that jumped out at me too. Is what message does that send those children? Is if they're not perfect, they're replaceable. You
Yeah,
know, um, it.
yeah. Like, how do you explain? Oh, you don't have a little brother anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
By the
He
way,
was
kids,
too
you don't have a
difficult.
little brother anymore. He's not coming back home. And
Yeah, I actually saw where the mother, Myka, said that the little boy chose the other family. The
how's that
child was
possible?
5. He was
And
nonverbal.
nonverbal and
Yeah.
cognitively impaired. How
I
could
just,
that?
hmm
How could
yeah.
that be? I'm not. Sorry, I ain't buying that. I'm not
I'm
buying.
not buying it. No, I'm not buying it at all. Not buying it. Nope. Not at all. Yeah, I
No.
wasn't aware that Copper was part of that crowd fund. She's a sharp lady, so
Yeah.
I appreciate
So
her bringing that to the chat.
oh, well, I'm glad Copper is in the live chat with us tonight then. Really glad because she's providing us some information as well. Hearts Love said
Yeah.
that's really bizarre, right? Big Love. And Big Love says they are both adults and accountable equally. Absolutely. Jess says
Mm-hmm.
she is a parent for show. I worry for bio children also. The instinct to protect a child, yours or not, comes naturally to most, and she failed this already vulnerable little boy. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jess.
Well said, Jess. Well said.
Absolutely right. And everybody in the chat is agreeing with Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Casey says, I don't get it. People like them can't give a shit. Tons of kids and adopt, then give them away. While there are people who would be great parents who cannot conceive.
Yeah, it's it it's sad.
It is.
Um, like I said, we made the choice, but there are lots of parents out there that don't have that choice. Adoption is their only choice,
Oh no,
and
yeah, it is.
and you
And I've
know,
heard other stories about the Stauffers. Like I know the sponsors cut her off, like Fabletics. That's the Kate
hmm
Hudson leggings, the Kate Hudson line of leggings.
yeah,
They
there was
cut her
a
off. They,
detergent company.
yeah, they cut her off too. All the sponsors
Yeah,
are gone. Her channel is hemorrhaging subs by the thousands, according to her Social Blade.
As it should be.
As it should be.
As it should be.
A lot of the videos are sponged, including that white outfit video. I call it the white video, okay?
Yeah.
I think you'll know what I'm talking about when I say the white video for.
Yeah, it looks like they're headed to a white party where
Yeah,
everyone wears white.
Yeah,
It's so staged.
Video because they, I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure some PR firm told them to put this whole cheesy getup on. But you know, and he. So now what they're doing now, okay, that white video is down. They've taken a step back and they're rebranding, but all is rebranding to Stauffer Garage, which is James's car detailing
His channel. Yeah.
Which is almost at 1 million subscribers, by the by.
I heard that. It's like 900 and something thousand. What I find fascinating is she continued to do vlogs, you know, cleaning, workout, beauty and stuff. And it was their viewers that noticed the child was no longer around. The child was no longer in the vlogs or the pictures. And what if no one had really paid attention? The viewers are the ones that started calling them out, their own fans.
Yeah. And the fact that they managed to get away with going to Bali for 4 weeks in between the time that we rehomed them and that white video, they went to Bali. They took off to Bali. Let's go on a tropical vacation, you know?
Yeah, they left him in temporary foster care. That's what I read in Portrayed magazine, that he stayed in a temporary foster care home while they went to Bali, even though they had another child that was essentially the same age that got to go on that vacation.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's what is it? What is Copper saying now? Copper says, yeah, I found this really hard. It's taken me a while to come to terms that I helped this child get abused by proxy. It really screwed with me mentally. I am really sorry to hear that, Copper.
Oh, Copper.
Yeah, but you couldn't have known. Your intentions were well placed. You couldn't have known. I don't think anybody who
No, Copper is an amazing woman. Don't feel bad about that, Copper. You know, you're awesome.
You were thinking about a child, and you thought at the time that Stauffers were well intended, that their motives were altruistic.
Exactly. It came from a good place. So
exactly.
You didn't contribute. It's on them. It's on them.
Exactly.
Shame on them. I can't shame them enough.
No, we can't shame the Stauffers enough. You know, Copper or anybody else for that matter who of their audience who gave them money to help them. You gave them money to pay for this adoption. I'm sure they had the same motives you did, Copper. Like they wanted to help this child. They thought the Stauffers were altruistic in their intentions. And, you know, none of you could have known. You cannot blame yourself. I'm so sorry it's affecting you in this way. I'm
really sorry to hear that, Copper.
You know, and like this is the thing. They're so into themselves. They don't think how it affects others. And I'm not talking just, you know, Huxley, but we covered how this could affect the biological children and as well the viewers who were in it. They were all along for the ride through this journey. Gave money. They don't like this is despicable. You know what I mean?
It really is vile. It's one of the most vile stories I've heard in a long time, especially in regards to children. You know, it just.
Yes says, who wants to watch a car being cleaned? Is that in the watching paid dry part of YouTube? Yeah, it is. I we're going to get to that because James put out a video in his comeback a couple of days ago, and he may already have broken some FTC laws, and we're going to get into that shortly. He may have broken FTC laws with his comeback.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that shortly. Maybe some of you already know what I'm talking about. But let's get to the chat for a second. Heart's Love. Oh, Copper, you didn't know. No one could have guessed that this would have happened. Absolutely. Exactly. Heart's Love is right here. See, we're not the only ones saying this. Heart's Love is saying it too. Heart's Love, so much for being an awesome mod. She's been with me. She's been one of my first mods on this channel ever since I was in the double digits. So big shout out to Heart's Love. Big Love says, why YouTube won't take their channel down? They need to be offline. Agreed, they need to be
Agree.
offline, but have they broken YouTube terms of service? Probably. Or, but you know what? I think what YouTube at the end of the day, I've noticed with a lot of channels, they'll look the other way if if channels are making money for them.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I know I saw someone bring up a very interesting point about child labor laws and
Ah,
how child actors have unions.
that's
You
right.
know, they have rules, they have restrictions, but these family vlogs that are placing their children, you know, on YouTube to entertain the world, they don't have any sort of representation. And most of them are far too young to consent. So where's the protection for those children? Because they're being used as entertainment so
Yeah, they are.
frequently. Yeah.
They are. It's prop, the child
Mhm.
becomes prop. And
And I'm not saying that some vloggers don't love their children. I'm not making a blanket statement like that. But
no,
I thought that was a really interesting point the more I thought about it of how, you know, there are child labor laws and
but
child
a lot of them
actors
are
have
problematic.
representation. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't do
A
it. I
lot
don't
of them.
even put
I
my
mean,
children on Facebook.
Journey to Find Kay, who I hope comes back to YouTube. Kay, if you're watching, we want you back on YouTube. We love you. The video I did with Kay is linked in the pinned comment below. We did a video talking about social media and children. And we
Mhm.
brought up all these, like we brought up like the Ace family, like a
Oh.
Daddy of Five.
Mm.
And that was a bad one. Daddy of Five.
Oh, that was a bad one. Yes. That broke my heart.
Yeah, that was a very bad one. Daddy of Five.
Mhm.
Oh God, we brought up others, like we brought up others. I can't remember the names, but like I said, the video, if those of you are interested after this stream, the video that I did with Kay, Journey to Find Kay, is linked in the pinned comment below for those who are interested. But yeah, it's problematic, and I've seen other YouTubers who used to put their children briefly on camera. Like there's a channel called Needy Homesteader who does a lot of cooking videos, home canning videos, homeschooling videos, all that stuff. But she doesn't put the younger children. She used to put the younger children on camera to have them taste her food.
Mhm.
But she doesn't do it anymore because she felt it was too dangerous. She felt it was not safe for them. So she no longer
Definitely.
puts her
Yeah.
little children. I mean, she does do homeschool videos, but not with the
Mhm.
children on camera. Like she shows her classroom, like her home classroom, and the supplies and the books that she buys, and that's fine. I
Mhm.
mean, but
Yeah, they should all be so thoughtful, you know.
yeah, exactly. But a lot of them were problematic, and now there's another one that's making the rounds called 8 Passengers.
Oh, yes. I saw a couple of their videos while I was
I
scouring
mean,
for um the Stauffer family. I saw them in the feed. I didn't get a chance to watch them, but some of the thumbnails implied that it was a problematic situation. I
the
didn't.
the 8 Passengers
Yeah.
channel. Yeah, I have
Mhm.
no idea. I just know who they are by name, and I thought, oh no, not another family vlogging channel that's exploiting kids.
Yeah.
And I'll have to explore that because I have no idea who they are really.
Mhm.
And tonight we are talking about the Stauffers for the most part.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Stauffers for the most part. So yeah, we covered like how the biological children. They didn't think about how their biological children might feel about all this. You know,
Mhm.
they really didn't. They really didn't think this one through.
No, they didn't. I think it was a strategic adoption to build
Yeah.
a channel. Um, as I said, 27 videos before the child was actually even adopted. That just is such a red flag.
Oh wow.
Such a red flag.
Oh
And, you know, they knew. Another thing that really blew my mind was she said that they consulted many doctors and specialists. She herself was a former oncology nurse. So she said
yeah.
she felt equipped to deal with whatever issues, you know, a child with, what did they call it? Special focus is what the term they used.
Oh, okay. I never heard
Yeah,
that term before.
I hadn't either. And it turns out it has to do with specifically with Chinese adoption and the way that children are categorized.
Okay.
which is, that's a whole other can of worms right there.
Absolutely.
But, she said essentially that their pediatrician discouraged them from adopting this child, and it went in one ear and out the other. Those were her words. And
Yeah.
that it just made him more her son, just made them love them more. God was speaking to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they bring God up a lot. They do.
Yeah, I heard that's the other thing I had heard.
Mm-hmm.
They come off as Christians,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently in their real life, and like I said, Katie over at the channel Without a Crystal Ball has been doing an excellent job covering this, and she's been speaking to people who know the Stauffers in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And she says apparently they're not like they're not practicing Christians at all in real life.
No.
They don't go to church. They don't do what regular practicing Christians do. This is all for show on camera. The homeschooling, the homeschooling. They even pretended to be vegans. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because these people learned how the YouTube algorithm works. And there is a very popular niche in veganism. There's a lot of vegan channels on YouTube.
Yes.
I mean, as a vegan myself, I do follow the vegan community as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow the vegan community, so I do know firsthand, and and they get the views on their channels, the vegan channels. So I do know firsthand. So they knew how the algorithm worked. They learned, they studied the algorithm.
Absolutely.
Like Christian channels, they have their niche, they have their audience. Okay, there's a place in the YouTube algorithm for them, and then the same thing for vegans. And these people were not plant-based. In fact, Myka apparently had told that she and her husband could not live without eating meat.
They want that vegan money. They want that vegan support.
they do.
I mean, it's really how it comes across to me. I know that's oversimplifying. There were other issues at him, but it really, it's like, it was like making a decision to buy a new car or a new designer handbag or some sort of accessory. A child's not an accessory. They're a tiny human. And when you have one that you're responsible for them forever, even when they grow up, And she said so many times, multiple times, our son is not returnable. Yet,
but they did.
But they did.
They did. They just hang on. We're going to address the chat. We're going to take just a quick bit. Hola Banana, hello. How are you?
Hi, Hola.
Good to see you. Hearts love. Hearts love. Rockin' Roberta said something. Rockin' Roberta said, as an adopted person myself, I had enough pain going through adoption once. I could not even imagine twice. He is old enough to remember. He's in the informative years. Yeah, I would agree with you, Rockin' Roberta. No matter his cognitive impairment, I would agree. Feelings are feelings. Emotions are emotions, okay? It has nothing to do with cognitive ability. At least that's what I learned when I used to work.
Absolutely.
You can speak to that better than I can, though. I think you can speak to that better.
It's interesting to hear it from an adopted person's perspective. Like I said, with my children in particular, we're mom and dad, and they're satisfied with that.
That's great,
and they're thriving. But I have family members that adopted and had to deal with attachment disorder and such.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
That's okay. Hearts love, if you're still around, can you please put the links up in the live chat? We're just going to take a break for 1 second. First, we're going to get the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show out of the way.
You're worth it, Fedora. You're worth it.
I'm crowdfunding. Kidding.
Yeah, go for it.
No, but seriously. The obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. For those who wish to support the channel, you may do so. I have Patreon where I upload about once a month. The videos are more personal in nature, more story time videos, although I do some reactions and commentary on Patreon as well. Usually content that I want to test drive on a smaller audience. So for as little as $1 a month, you can have access to that content. Hearts Love, if you can, I don't know if Hearts Love is still around. Okay, hang on. I may have to put this up on the. Hang on, I may have to.
Do what you got to do, sister.
Yeah, I don't know. Hearts Love, if she is, because I'm going to drop the links. So they paid, yeah. So you may do so through. Whoa. Okay, so you may do so through Patreon. I also have, for one-time donation, I have Streamlabs, and I also have PayPal. The links are also coming up in the chat. Okay. All right, here we go. So yeah, for one-time donations, you may do so also through PayPal and through Streamlabs. Also, I have a Discord server for those of you. Resting Bitchface is a member. Hearts Love is a member. So is Casey. Casey. Oh, it's not allowing you to paste. I'm sorry. Okay, Hearts Love, you and I will talk when I jump on stream. We'll try to figure out a way. Okay, so so any of you want to consider joining my Discord server along with Resting Bitchface here and Hearts Love and Casey in the chat, please consider doing so. We are a group of awesome people. We have rooms to suit all tastes. We offer peer-to-peer support. You have to be 18 and up to join. Okay. You have to be 18 and up to join. And yeah, consider joining if you haven't already. Link is in the chat. All links will be, yeah, Stephanie, Stephanie, you can join our server. The link to the Discord server is in the chat. It's in the chat. So yeah, we'd love to have you, any of you along if you have not already joined. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Yeah, wouldn't we, Resting Bitchface?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, so please consider joining if you haven't already done so. Please consider leaving a thumbs up on the if you haven't done so already. And we're going to get back to the live chat, their comments, and then we're going to get back to the conversation. Jess says, a child who is nonverbal usually understands a lot more than they can communicate back to you. He knows more than they think. Yeah, I can buy that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just because they may be nonverbal doesn't mean that they're not observant. You know,
Absolutely.
they just don't. You know,
yeah.
And even children, other children can sense that. You know.
Oh yeah. Hang on a second. OBLexFFS said, "Hi, joined your Discord. I'm RBF's buddy. She can vouch for me." That's no problem. It's not like I'm running a secret society. I'm not running a secret society. It's okay. We'd love to
thanks
have
for
you
joining,
along.
Lex. Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining, OB Lex. We'd love to have you along. Like I said, I'm not running a secret society. All I ask is that you're over the age of 18 and that you follow the basic rules of courtesy to others. And that's it, you know, and there's rooms to suit all tastes. That's okay.
Yeah, there's lots of cool people in there.
Yes, there is. Hola Banana, she says, long as 4 people don't slide out of the server when I get there. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? God.
That was funny, Ola. That was funny.
Yeah, Rockin' Roberta, I do have a PayPal. I'm going to drop the link again. Rockin' Roberta, I do have a PayPal. I'll drop the link again. Okay. Yeah, we're still with the obnoxious. Okay. Roberta, it's in the live chat, the PayPal link. It's also in the description box of this video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rockin' Roberta. Yeah. Ola Banana says, at OBL goals. I'm not sure what that means. Ola Banana, I don't know, y'all. I'm nice, really. Well, we have no reason to doubt otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
We have no reason until you prove otherwise. We have no reason to doubt you, Ola Banana. No. Jess, my daughter has a rare syndrome and is nonverbal. She was in the living room, and my mom and I were discussing how many balls she lost under the hall table. She overheard and went running to look, and she is 3 years old. You see, they do have some kind of understanding.
Yeah, there's cognition there. Just because, there may be some sort of sensory processing issues or, verbal issues, there's still cognition there,
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely
And
there is.
all children that are observant, I mean,
Yeah.
It's amazing what they hear when you don't think they're listening. You know how that goes. I have a bit of a sailor's mouth, and my sons, my sons used to scold me when they were little.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they still do actually, but I've toned it down a lot.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
So, anyways, hang on a second. Okay, yes. So we've got people who joined. Let's see if okay. Those of you, if I missed any of your chats, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just been going. No, I think I pretty much got. Oh, Copper asked if they were Mormons. No, they're not Mormons. I don't think so. Anyway, I don't think so. Yeah, there we go. Hearts Love says yes at Jess. This is true for sure. Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Casey, we missed Journey to Find Kay around here too. Like I said, Kay, I don't know if you're watching. If you are, we miss you. We want you back. And like I said, if anybody wants to watch Journey to Find Kay with me when we discuss social media and children, that video is linked in the pinned comment below. All right, so next I was going to get to, so is there anything else in your notes you wanted to add before I talk about how Jim Stauffer probably broke FTC laws with his comeback?
I'm curious to hear about that. That's something that I didn't really get into. I saw it mentioned when I was skimming through, but it's not
thank you, Roberta. Sorry, Roberta just. Thank you so much for Roberta. I appreciate you. She just sent me something. So.
Awesome.
Okay,
no, we can go ahead and get on to that. You covered a lot while I was fumbling around with my technology.
That's okay. All right, so we're going to get on how James made a comeback detailing, I forget what car. Like this car was, okay, never mind that it's boring. I mean, I don't care if you're collecting change out of the, off the floor of the car or trying to vacuum up Fruit Loops.
Which is a million people are into that. That's
yeah, we're vacuuming up Fruit Loops. But his giveaway, he was offering a giveaway. And the giveaway, how it was, because he has a cleaning company called Fox Cleaning.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And he was telling his viewers to order and buy his cleaning supplies. And he said about 5, in a few so-called random boxes of the supplies, he's going to stash $100 in there.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of various YouTubers doing similar quote-unquote giveaways.
And according to the FTC, and okay, I'm a Canadian here. We have different laws. We have the CRTC, which is the FTC equivalent in Canada. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so if anybody, most of you are American in the live chats, if you know something about FTC law, feel free to chime in. But apparently what I heard was if you're doing a giveaway like a sweepstakes, you cannot make people purchase anything.
That's exactly it. It can't be contingent on a purchase. If you're calling it a giveaway, it has to be open to everyone. Yeah. Regardless. Doesn't mean you can't purchase, but it can't be a requirement. So that sounds fitting.
Yeah, because that's what I learned, that apparently the FTC is pretty strict on this. If you're giving a giveaway, it has to be random. The giveaway has to be random, and there cannot be a purchase. Like, you cannot force somebody to buy stuff.
Right.
And that's what he's done. Basically, that's how it is. He's going to insert $100 bills in a few so-called random boxes.
Oh, how generous of him.
Stuff, it's detail
Yeah.
card. I don't know what they are. But he's going to put a random $100 bill in the packaging, and you can't do that. The FTC says no. So I don't know if the video is still up. I didn't check, because here's the thing: I have so much distaste for the Stauffers that I don't even want to give them a click.
Yeah. Like I said, I watched several mirrored videos through other people, and I even came across a mom who does vlog a little bit, and has one adoptive child and one biological child, and she was basically breaking down how they both have tantrums, they both have special needs, but she works a full-time job. She has the two of them, they're close in age, and she doesn't film their meltdowns and put them on stream.
No, of course not.
She films happy moments, which I'm not really into that, but
no, I have to say, like I said,
I don't like it as a whole.
No, I don't think children should be featured. And there are child labor laws. YouTube is a job for many. It is a business. It is
exactly.
So your children are like little employees, and then child labor laws should take place. There is a section in the YouTube terms of service about that. Even I'm sure a lot of family vlogs.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, there is. I've never read it because it doesn't apply to me. That's why it does not apply to me. But if anybody wants to go ahead and read about that, I don't have a link offhand. What I'm sure a cursory search for it, you'll be able to find. But they do talk about child labor laws in the United States regarding YouTube. But I think it's exploitation. A lot of them exploit.
It is.
The Stauffers are the worst. The Stauffers are the worst offenders that I've come across to date. Like I said, maybe 8 Passengers is worse. I don't know anything about them, but that's another scandalous family vlog that has come out in the woodwork recently. But there are others that are almost as bad, like Daddy of 5, like the Ace.
I wanted to hunt that guy down and punch him. I really did. That poor little boy, the poor little, that was abuse to all of them, but the little boy got it so much worse, the youngest little boy. Who wasn't the biological child of the mommy 05. They were her stepchildren, the two youngest.
Right.
But I wanted to hunt that guy down. He was such a jerk.
He
was a jerk.
I heard he lost custody of all 5 of the children. So I think a few of them are with their grandparents now. A few of them are living with grandparents, I think.
Yeah.
I think he lost custody of all 5 of them, though. And
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
I hope so. I wouldn't wish that on just anybody. And as a former social worker, that's something that probably shouldn't say, but, it is what it is. And that was abuse of all those children in different ways. None of them belonged in that home. I remember watching where they took all of the kids to Disneyland except for the youngest little boy. And I was, how do you do that?
I know.
How he had to stay with his grandparents while they took the rest of the kids to Disney World.
Oh, I know. Jess said his kids started a channel, 2/3 of the older boys.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Thanks, Jess.
But yeah, Stauffers are the worst offenders. To me, to date, they are the worst offenders until I see something different with 8 Passengers.
Oh, I agree. To go to such extremes and disrupt this child's life in the way that they did, keep it for 3 years, and then...
Tell me something. You lived in the state of Ohio, too, at one point, right?
Yeah, when in my younger days, in my 20s, I lived in Ohio.
Okay, a long time ago. Yeah. But you're in Kentucky, which is not far off if it's a bordering state, right?
Right. I lived in the greater Cincinnati area for quite a while. I moved around a lot in my 20s. I went to school up there, so I went to college there.
Stephanie. Stephanie said that's so sad to leave a child out of a trip to Disney. Heartbreaking. Yeah, it is.
It was gut wrenching. It was gut wrenching to watch
gut
that.
wrenching indeed. So the reason I ask you about your knowledge about the state of Ohio, now we already covered that when they went through the process of rehoming Huxley through private channels, and that there's no regulations, usually goes through lawyers. I heard now that there's a police investigation looking for the little boy. There's rumors going around, different rumors going around, that Huxley is in a good home. He's with a good family. There are other rumors. Nobody knows where Huxley is.
Yeah, I couldn't find a concrete answer on that. I looked and looked, and I couldn't find a definitive answer on where the child was. The family implied in their video with their crocodile tears when they were discussing that they were in a home that could take better care of them, and the child had chosen those people. And you could probably hear the eyes and rolling back in my head.
I hear my
hearing that
too. I don't believe it for a second.
But I couldn't find a definitive answer as to where the child currently is. So I would not be surprised if there wasn't an investigation. I saw that mentioned in a few videos, and then in others, it was allegedly in a safe and loving home. Fostering.
I hope so. I really hope so, because this child's going to struggle already, and we cannot underestimate. He's going to. We cannot underestimate. He was not rejected once; he was rejected twice, all before the age of 4. You know what I mean?
In his most formative years, because he's 5 now, I believe.
I think so. No, I think he's still 4.
Is he still 4? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's when the personality, starts to solidify, that core personality.
Exactly. And hey, Kim, good to see you here. Sorry. Hey, Kim, good to see you here. Sorry, I like to greet them when they come in.
No, feel free. I held you up long enough. I'm so sorry. That's okay. No, I had everything set up and ready. I thought I was so prepared.
Good to see you, Kim. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying safe and that you're well these days. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about interrupting.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, we were talking about, so the child being in the new home. Like I said, he's going to feel like he's rejected not once, but twice.
Twice. Yeah, but twice. And so, I mean, in a really messed up way, they've probably done the child a favor.
Maybe.
In a very messed up way. Hopefully he's in a good home.
That he's in a worse home. Like, this was all done, like, hush, hush.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that worries me, I mean, that kind of thing. It's problematic, to put it mildly.
Well, exactly, especially when you consider that, the human trafficking that goes on through the corridor there, from Kentucky to Indiana, all the way up to Michigan, all the way down to Florida. It's big business now, especially with children.
Yeah,
and
I know.
To not have confirmation on where that child is very unnerving and unsettling, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean,
he was already viewed as a commodity, in my opinion.
That's how they
family viewed him as a commodity.
This child was used as a cash cow, and then when he was no longer convenient, because of his behaviors and that, like withholding food from the child, really, I mean,
unimaginable.
Duct taping his hand, prevent him from sucking his thumb while she has her daughter sucking her thumb too,
and doesn't want her to stop. Doesn't want her to stop because it's cute.
It's cute, but it's not cute when he does it.
When he does it, no.
And this is a way that children, and you can speak to this better than I can. Thumb sucking is a form of a child finding security.
Self-soothing. Yes, self-soothing.
If there are parents in the live chat, indicate if you agree with this. Thumb sucking for a child, it's a form of security or self-soothing. Feel free to indicate in the live chat, parents. Okay. So it's so now we have them, but because now she's pretty much burned. She's she's burned. She's hemorrhaging subs. She lost all her sponsors. And
Thank
then there,
goodness for those viewers that caught on. Thank God for those viewers that caught on.
I know, because
We may have never heard of this child if not for them.
well, yeah, exactly. Like, how long did they? I mean, they were becoming so much in the public eye. How long did they think they could have conceivably have gotten away with this?
Yeah, I mean, he went from being the focal point of the channel almost to just out of sight, out of mind. She changed her social media, all her social media tags from mother of 5 to mother of 4 without
Yeah.
explaining it. You know, thank goodness for people that watch closely, you know, and were willing to speak up and say, where is this child? They may never have addressed it. We may never have heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it's like my heart, it breaks every time I hear about that. Like when I did my live stream a couple of weeks ago about this, when talking about the Stauffers, it turned out into more of a meltdown full of swearing. But
yeah, I've been nervous all day.
Full of swearing. That's how upset I was.
I have been so anxious today. I'm sweating right now. It's just, and the more I looked into it and the deeper I fell down the rabbit hole and the more I saw, the more anxious I got. And I was like, please don't let me break down and don't let me get the stream demonetized.
We're gonna
I was afraid that I would come out with, you know,
we're gonna support each other here. Hey,
but
Heart's
yeah,
love,
this
it is
one
a scary thought. It is a scary thought, Heart's love. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a scary thought.
And that goes for children in real life as well. You know, people need to pay attention.
You know what also burned me? Is anybody familiar with the channel Psychology in Seattle? It's run by a psychologist and a psychology professor by the name of Dr. Kirk Honda. Anybody heard of him?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I've heard of him.
Covering a lot of the 90 Day Fiance stuff lately. Lately, pretty much most of his content is 90 Day Fiance stuff. Anyways, there is another channel, fellow Canadian channel called the Dad Challenge Podcast. They had Dr. Honda on their channel because they've been covering the Stauffers as well. Mm-hmm. And they had Dr. Kirk Honda to provide his professional advice. It never ceases to amaze me why there were no pitchforks after this man. I'm not saying, like, he was not speaking favorably of them, but he wasn't ready to judge them too harshly that they deserve either.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I do. My undergrad degree is in psychology, but this hit me so viscerally. Like, I felt it in my chest. I felt it like in my stomach. It just, when I heard it, I wasn't thinking logically. It was just such a visceral reaction to hearing that they had done this. And as an adoptive mother, it's just unfathomable to me. You know, children are a commitment, and even biological children, you don't know for sure that that's all going to go sunshines and daisies. You know, you can have problems there just as easily as you can with adoptive children, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So, but this one is the only one that was too difficult, and
too difficult.
Just having him 3 years and then just casting him aside. That's the way I see it.
Absolutely.
It just, you know, to me, it speaks of narcissism. I don't know how anyone with a conscience could do that and just continue on until they were called out. You know,
they really think like an audience they had amassed. An audience would follow them on the adoption journey. People like Copper, who was here earlier. I don't know if you're watching, but people like Copper who gave money to this. You know, did they really think that they would not notice? Or they would forget that there was this child, you know?
It sounds like they kind of did think that.
They were counting on it.
Yeah. You know, it was like she just went on business as usual with her new baby. She did breastfeeding videos and things like that. And it's like, I'm perhaps this is a little out of pocket to say, but if you've adopted a child and you already had 3, you have 4 children and you're overwhelmed, why would you bring another one into the mix?
Exactly. And she was
That makes no
pregnant.
sense to me. Yeah,
And she was pregnant with
exactly.
number 4. Let's not forget that she was pregnant
Yeah,
with number 4.
that's what I'm saying. If this adopted child was such a burden, why would you add another biological child on top of, if you're already overwhelmed like that?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's
Mm.
oh no, it's
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm having trouble putting it into words, but do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're
It
saying.
makes no sense
No,
on so many levels.
I guess having 4 cute blonde children wasn't enough. They had to, because they probably felt we needed to offer something. We needed to offer something. I don't know.
Ethnic, unusual, because I know they also considered, I believe it was Uganda
Yeah,
and
Ethiopia as well.
Ethiopia,
Ethiopia.
and
Yep.
it's almost like they were thinking of an exotic pet, you know? And it's like that's a human being, that's a child, a very vulnerable one.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And every day counts. It's hard. It's very hard. My situation was very hard. A toddler and a newborn, boom. But
Oh,
it never entered my mind to just say, oh, I can't do this, and someone take one of them off my hands. It's just you're in it for the long haul when you become a parent. And it's not like this child was a surprise or an accident. They went out of their way to document every step of the journey and collect on that journey.
yep, exactly. I mean, so now, I mean, like I said, YouTube. Like, who was it earlier in the chat? Was it Big Love? Big Love. I don't know if she's still around, but Big Love is in Australia, so we're talking about like a full 13-hour time difference. So
Yeah.
she might be going to work or something. I don't know. But I think it was Big Love who asked earlier, why are they still on YouTube? And like we said, we've seen others that remain on the YouTube, like Onision, for instance, or it's because YouTube, I noticed with a lot of these channels, they will look the other way if the channels are bringing in the AdSense revenue.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think the Stauffers became so proactive recently because they were a brand. All their channels were brand. Now they're concentrating all the brand on Fox Cleaning, which is James' company, Fox Cleaning. And they're like they got it limited or something. I don't understand how these things work in the United States.
And probably an LLC, limited.
LLC or something like that.
Yeah.
LLC. Sorry, I'm in Canada. I know it's similar. The initials are similar in Canada, but I've never started a
It's a
corporation.
licensed limited corporation, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah,
I believe that's what LLC stands for, yes.
That was just for Fox Cleaning. I think they know. They see the writing on the wall now. Myka is about to get canceled. But he can sort of save face, and they still need to have the lifestyle to which they become accustomed. And yeah, so now I think most of the energies now is going to go on the Stauffer Garage channel. But like I said, he may well have broken FTC laws in his comeback. Way to go, Jim. Way to go.
Yeah, shining examples, aren't they?
But yeah, it looks like he will end up being because I think she is about to get canceled for real. Like, nobody ever really gets canceled, or if they stay canceled, they don't stay canceled forever.
Yeah.
But I think he is about to get probably going to be the first one to be really canceled.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, as they should be.
Exactly.
I was talking to a friend earlier. I don't know if she's still in the chat or not, and we were talking about how, I would give a kidney, I would give my liver, I would give whatever it took to help my child. Yet she was complaining about the cost of speech therapy and trying to find a cheaper therapist while she's wearing that Cartier watch. Yes, I
have no sympathy for you, dear.
I cannot muster it up. I really can't.
Where does she find the mental gymnastics.
Mhm.
She's wearing this. If you're going to cry poverty, at least look the part.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, we all know some people that have done that online.
Oh, no, I know. We're
And,
stupid people. It falls under the heading of stupid people, but
yeah.
awards time. But
Mhm.
if you're going to cry poverty,
Pardon me.
your viewers or to anyone, if you're going to cry poverty, okay,
Yeah.
you don't look
Don't
the part.
cry.
Don't wear a $60,000 Cartier bracelet or watch.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Not a good look
No.
in that situation. Not at all. You know, I mean, $500 a month. Let's see, that 60,000 Cartier
Good
bracelet would have
God.
covered that and then some.
Yeah, I
You
think the
know.
bracelet would have covered, the speech
Yeah.
therapy and the
Mhm.
behavioral therapy, the cognitive,
Mhm.
the behavioral therapies, maybe
Mhm.
occupational therapy if he had issues with his
Yeah.
motor skills, maybe occupational therapy to help with that, behavioral modification therapy, speech therapy, all
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I know healthcare in the United States is expensive. We have
Yeah, it is.
universal healthcare here in Canada, so, it's covered by our provincial government,
Mhm.
but yeah, and I know it's expensive in the United States, but these people were able to afford it, and I think about other people who are not nearly as well to do as they do, and they somehow manage to find a way.
That's
You
what
know,
you do. Yes, when you're a parent, you find a way. You know, I've got two that will be in college soon, and even though they're qualifying for scholarships, they're little brainiacs. You
yeah, well,
know,
that's good.
I'll
Congrats.
sell whatever I have to sell to get them the best education that I can get for them. Um, that's just what you do. It's a commitment. It's every day. You get up and you do it every day. It's not optional. It's just what you do as a parent.
You
And
know,
for them to say that, they consulted different specialists and they were perfectly fine with 99 out of 100 conditions that the child might have. She was a former oncology nurse, and that God was just speaking to their hearts, telling them that this was the thing to do and that they might be bringing home two boys, not one. They almost brought home two.
oh,
They actually they switched adoption agencies at the last minute just in order to get Huxley's file. It had to do with Chinese law because
yeah.
yeah, but they were saying that they might potentially bring home two children, two
Oh, heaven
boys.
forbid. That would have been two children
So
to be rehomed. Oh, God.
yeah, yeah, and
Um,
the way they
well,
spoke,
here's
it
the
just made
other.
them love them more, and before they ever saw them. And
Here's
I
the
just think, yeah, you made 27 videos about it before you adopted him. That just
And I
tells me
wonder if the
everything.
Chinese officials, I mean, they probably don't watch YouTube. Everything is censored over there, but everything is
Yeah.
so censored over there. But I wonder, imagine if somebody, I don't know, reported it to Chinese officials, like whoever's in
Hmm.
charge of adoptions.
Yeah, this organization, I actually watched a woman and her Chinese daughter who was adopted and was a teenager, and it was a really, really good video. The mother went with a group, and they all adopted Chinese daughters, and they were supposed to be on the healthy list. Like China had a classification list, but when they got the child was not healthy. She was a year old, but she was had developmentally, physically, and all of that. She was about 6 months old, and so they brought her home anyway. But there were people in that group that had wanted children specifically that had, developmental issues or illnesses. And this little girl was put on the healthy list, and she was, 6 months underdeveloped. And she did a self-soothing thing that is very common with children in orphanages where they lay in bed and aren't stimulated and stuff. And she would bite her clothes and rock back and forth while she screamed. Now, this family did everything right. They called in doctors, they called in different specialists, and now she's a beautiful young woman, articulate, creative. She has her own YouTube channel. Um, But that was a really powerful video that I watched, to hear a mother and daughter talk once the mother had grown up. And there were things that, the young woman didn't even remember. And the
Mhm.
mother would say, "Oh, yeah, she did this." And she'd be like, "Really? I did?" And so that one was a really powerful one. I'm trying to find her name. I wrote it on the top of my notes, which I seem to have abandoned. They're scattered all over the place. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I tried to be like Alex Jane is her name. She has a smaller YouTube channel.
Okay.
I recommend it.
What's it
It's
called?
Jay Alex Jane, and it's Jayne.
Okay.
And she was
Alice
adopted from
or
China.
Alex?
Alex,
Alex with an X?
Alex, yes,
Okay.
and she's a young woman that was adopted from China as a very young girl. She was a year old, and they didn't get what they expected because she was on the healthy list, but she wasn't healthy, and the mother did everything in her power, to get her everything she needed, and she grew up to be happy, healthy, and thriving, which is what all children deserve.
And I'm
All
gonna
children
guess she
deserve
did
that.
not grow up in a mansion, and she was not
No,
raised
I mean it was a
Stauffer.
nice home. It was
Yeah,
a nice home, but it
but they
wasn't a
were
mansion.
they
No,
weren't
but
flush like Stauffers were. Let's put it that way.
exactly. It struck me as very middle to upper middle class, but no mansions, no multiple Mercedes Benz, that sorts of thing. Um, yeah. So
Exactly. It's yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I really tried to consider all the angles. I really did go down the rabbit hole, but I found a lot of really heartwarming stories too. So that was one of them.
Oh, so we're gonna go to the chat because we're gonna address the chat right now. Jess, we're gonna go up further up. Jess says she has a 2 and a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. It was what you make it. For me, it's beautiful chaos. I'm happy for you, Jess. Yeah, and for many parents, it is
Jess is
beautiful chaos, as you put it. For many
That's an
parents.
excellent way to put it. Jess is a wonderful mother. She's a
Oh,
wonderful mother.
cool.
I know Jess.
Casey says, but they took a video down exposing a kids chat site. Oh, she's referring to YouTube, not the Stauffers. Casey said,
Mm,
but they took down a video exposing a kids chat site that's really a place for the word I can't, one of the many words we can't say on YouTube.
mm-hmm.
Um,
The P word.
yeah, the P word. Yeah,
P
exactly.
word. Mm-hmm.
Hearts Love says, that's awesome, Jess. Referring to Jess, it's great to hear a happy side. Hearts Love says, oh, YT, yeah, that's what we're talking about. At Casey, it really doesn't make sense for sure. That definitely happens. The wrong videos and channels being removed. Stephanie says, your child always has to come first.
Absolutely. That's
Yep.
what it boils down to. When you become a parent, that child takes precedence over your needs. Your needs come
Absolutely.
come second. I mean, you have to take care of yourself. You have to practice self-care.
Sure. Yeah, because
But
parents have
but
to
the
be healthy
child
too.
comes
Yeah,
first.
absolutely. Hang on, where are we? Hearts Love 100%, Stephanie. Hang on. We had to go. Oh, okay. She says, Hearts Love. Oh no, I didn't know that, but good on him. But so messed up. I've heard other similar instances, unfortunately. It's sad because that website is awful. Oh, Casey had asked about, do you know Mama Max? He exposes the P word I can't say on YouTube
Yeah.
all the time.
I watch a lot of Ron Swanson's
Who?
Surviving Life. Ron Swanson, his channel is Surviving Life,
Okay.
and he goes really hard at these rings that exploit children and
I'm glad.
cater to the P word and stuff. He's a Scottish man. He does an excellent job, but he busts entire rings. There are child modeling agencies,
Yeah.
that aren't actually modeling agencies, that are grooming agencies and
Human
stuff. So,
trafficking.
yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, internationally. He's cool. You should check him out sometime. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not all dark. He does some fun, enjoyable content, but that's his primary focus, and he does it very well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
so I watch him a lot. as for
Casey,
that content, that type of content. You know what I mean?
Casey says it's sad because that website is awful. Casey also says everyone should know about it. Yeah, absolutely. We agree. Hearts Love agrees. Stephanie says that was a nice story. Thank you, Resting. Stephanie sends you a thanks for your story.
Oh, you're so sweet, Stephanie. Thank you.
Yeah. So anybody, like I said, a reminder, if you haven't given a thumbs up to this video, please consider doing so. If you're new here, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Okay, it's a free way to help your girl out. And yeah, so anyways, the Scottish Viking, Stephanie says that, the Scottish Viking. Yeah. Okay, so the Scottish Viking. So do you have anything else to add that we haven't already covered about this?
I think I've pretty much boiled it down to what I think of it. Yeah, I do hope that law enforcement gets involved. I hope in whatever capacity they can. I hope that Huxley is in a safe and loving home.
Yeah, I
And
really do,
hopefully we'll get an update on that soon. You know, a lot of people are interested, which is good. You know, it has gotten a lot of attention. And I just think they're dreadful, horrible people. in my opinion, I could be a little more flowery with my language, but I won't be. Yeah, they're just.
Oh man. Oh
Mhm.
man, it's
I'm just really glad that their fans caught on and the story came out, or they could
yeah.
have, you know, continued right on. Who knows
Well,
how long?
it's only a matter of time they would have to do so, right? So
I would imagine. But yeah,
yeah,
be so careful with your children in the internet. Don't what you see as cute, a cute photo, a P word is going to see in a different way. I can't stress that enough.
absolutely.
Just yeah, be very mindful, you know, of what you put online about your children, and you know what, also obviously what you expose them to. And it's hard being a parent in this day and age with the internet. It's definitely challenging, but
Oh, I know. I
um yeah, children are there to be nurtured and cared for and taught, you know, how to be grown-ups eventually. Mine are learning laundry right now. Done that today. Um, I'm raising little men, not boys. I'm raising little men. They're old enough to know. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it on my end. I
okay.
apologize for my rocky start. I
No,
really
don't worry
do.
about it. Look, it
I
happens
thought I
when
was so
you're.
prepared.
It's okay. Look, like I said, I'm working on a 10-year-old iMac. Okay,
Yeah.
with only 8 megs of RAM. Okay, to boot. So
Oh wow.
um, I'm trying to scramble to find money to buy another computer. So,
Yeah.
you know, because like when I do my regular uploads, a lot of them I do voiceovers, you know, voiceover videos, a
Mhm.
lot of images.
Yeah.
Like it's more than the computer can handle. And so it's like I have to take breaks and start the computer over again, you know, to get it done. So like, don't feel too bad. Technology, as they say, technology is grand, but only when it fucking works.
Yeah, and it is not my friend. It does not like me. I'm notorious for it, but
Oh
I
my
do
God.
apologize for the rocky start. I had my notes, I had my
Don't worry
everything set
about it.
up, and it
You
just
were
didn't
crazy.
happen. So at least I made it.
Don't worry, it's
So
not COVID-19. It's because I don't
yeah.
smoke enough.
Oh, same here. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't smoke enough. But don't worry, it's not
Yeah.
COVID-19. Although that smoker's cough of mine comes in handy because I live in the epicenter of Canada. Oh shit, I used the
Hmm.
name of the disease. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, I should
Maybe they won't
we
notice.
call it,
Maybe
no,
they
we're
won't
supposed to call
notice.
it macaroni because we can't use that word on YouTube either. We're
Yeah.
okay. Macaroni. I don't have macaroni. I'm just an incurable chain smoker. But I use
Me
it
too.
that I use that smoker's cup because people here don't exercise social distancing despite us having the highest number of casualties in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do. And here in Montreal, we have the highest number of casualties. And um, So it's kind of like people don't exercise their social distancing. So it's kind of practical for me, you know, it's like, because I take my social distancing seriously because
yes.
I have a bad immune system due to my health issues. I have some chronic health issues. So I'm immunocompromised. So I have to, like, if I go to the store, I have to go like at 11 o'clock at night when I know nobody is there.
Yeah.
There's nobody but the staff, you know, because and I don't take public transit because too many people. And too many people. So yeah, it's like, so anyways, this is the part now, the last few minutes, because we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. So we're going to give a few minutes. We're going to turn it over to the chat and see if the chat has some last remarks or if they have some last comments. Please do so, and we can talk about them. Jess said, you did so amazing. We forgot already. Stephanie said, you did great. Stephanie said, just say Rona. Yeah, just say Rona. Jess said, social distancing is not great in Australia. Oh, we have another Australian. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it out there, but
because earlier when Big Love was here, Big Love is from Australia too. Big Love we had in here on the chat. She's from Australia too. Yeah. Oh, okay. So social distancing. They're not really ignoring. They're not. So Stephanie and Justin, everybody's saying we still did great. We still managed to get this stream up. We still managed to do what we set out to do, and that's a good thing. I didn't have an all swearing meltdown on camera, so that's progress.
I didn't either, and I was I was kind of biting my nails on that one. Thank you all for coming and joining us. Thank you for having me. I always love chatting with you.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure.
Oh, I love chatting with you.
I'd love. So we're gonna have you. We're gonna have you back if you're so inclined to discuss other topics of the day.
Sure, anytime. I'll have my stuff more together.
You did just fine, really. You did just fine. Look,
anytime.
It's grand, but only when it works.
Exactly.
Only when it works. And Heartslove says it was a great stream, and she thanks you for coming on. And Stephanie says she says her daughter is going to name her daughter Rona if she has one. Because I've said Rona so much. Do you know that Rona? I got to tell you, nothing to do with what we talked about, but Rona was the name of a small Quebec hardware store chain.
Really?
Yeah, except unfortunately Home Hardware, Lowe's was about to buy them out and it didn't succeed because the premier at the time did not want an American company coming in here.
Can't imagine why.
No offense, I know most of my audience are Americans. I'm just talking about what the premier of the day did. No offense to Americans in the room. But then there's a Canadian chain called Home Hardware that had been taking them over. But Quebec had its very own chain of hardware stores, and they were called Rona. And I used to shop there because I always prefer to support the local economy, right?
Yes, I'm the same. Yeah.
Always prefer to support
whenever possible.
Economy. Yeah.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, so my options are limited sometimes.
No, I'm sure.
I do what I can.
I'm sure.
Funny thing, I'll give you my funny Rona story. My husband is in nursing school. He's working on his second career. He's got one year to go. And when the Rona came along, and they were really starting to see it, he came up with a new song to wash his hands to, My Sharona. Except he changed the lyrics to put the C word in there. Yeah.
God, actually, there is a channel there. It's called the Kiffness, and it's a guy named Dave. He's from He's in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh wow!
And he's a musician, so mostly his channel is about music. He talks about social issues in South Africa as well, but mostly music. It's mostly his music. And since the whole pandemic started, he had been coming out with parodies of songs. And he writes his own lyrics, and he produces. They're all very well produced. Sometimes his wife helps him out.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, do you believe in life after lockdown? His wife was like acting like a background dancer, like a background dancer. His wife.
That's great though. I mean, we have to have laughter to get us through
He's
these
wearing
times.
makeup and he's trying to look like Flair. You know, he was trying to look like
Yeah.
Flair, and he had the leopard printed like tube top on. It was hilarious because he has long hair to begin with. The guy has long hair to begin with, so he can pull this off. And another one of my favorites was a quarantine queen, like from ABBA's Dancing Queen.
ABBA's Dancing Queen.
Quarantine Queen. It's funny. He's wearing a bathrobe, and Heart's Love saw it. I think I shared it with Heart's Love. She saw it. And he's wearing.
I'll have to check it out.
And he's got the hair up in a towel, like he just got out of the shower.
Yeah.
You know, and then the songs he's singing about the Tiger King, and I'll send you the link in Discord. You gotta watch.
Oh yeah, please do, please do.
He's easy on the eyes too. I got to admit, you know,
that never hurts. That never hurts.
He also in one of his videos, he had his dad on Skype with him. He had his dad on Skype, and they did a cover. They did a parody of Cat Stevens' Father and Son.
Oh.
Like his father was like, so his father was pretty into it. Like, this is a man about his 60s, you know, and he was into it. But Cat Stevens is more of his and my generation than it is of Dave's, right? But yeah, I'm gonna send you the link. You gotta watch it. The channel is called The Kiffness, Kiffnes. I'll put that in the chat.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out. I love stuff like that. My husband's a musician as well, so my husband's a musician as well.
I warn you,
play multiple instruments.
I warn you, some of his lyrics are not politically correct at all.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, they are not politically correct. He's actually gotten in trouble. He did a parody of the South African national anthem.
Oh.
And he got in trouble by the mayor of his town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the video is of him talking on the phone with the mayor of his town, and the mayor was insisting it was racist.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know the politics and the history of South Africa when it comes to relations. So
I told my husband that Trevor Noah is the only man I would ever leave him for.
Because here's the thing. Apparently, Trevor Noah himself also once upon a time did a parody of the South African national anthem. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, he did. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. He did do a parody of the South African national anthem, Trevor Noah, and that seemed to, I don't know if he caused any controversy with any South African politicians. I don't know if he did.
He was born a crime, so he was born a crime.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's the only man I would leave my husband for is Trevor Noah. I love him.
Yeah.
He's even cuter during quarantine.
Oh, wow.
He's doing the show from home and he's even cuter. So, well. Wow. Yeah.
He says Trevor
Good
Noah.
thing my husband has a very good sense of humor.
Casey says Trevor Noah is a cutie.
Oh, he's adorable. I love those dimples. That pretty smile. I love Trevor Noah.
Yeah, this kind of kiffness is also easy on the eyes. I wonder if all South African dudes are this good looking, or this hot. I wonder if all South African dudes are this hot.
In my experience, when I was studying abroad in my 20s, I was in England, and I met a South African man who was Caucasian with blue eyes and looked like a Calvin Klein model.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, we walked down the street and he turned heads. I didn't turn heads, but he turned heads. You know,
I don't turn heads anymore either. You know, I don't know if I ever did.
I used to back in the day, but he had me beat by a long shot. He was stunning. So
I didn't know
he was a stunning man.
Really
Really cool too. He was a park ranger, like a serious park ranger. You know, protecting the wildlife from poachers and stuff. So
Heart's Love says she watches him too. I'm assuming she's talking about Trevor Noah. But Heart's Love, Heart's Love Heart's Love, I had introduced her to the kiffness. I had sent her the video of the corn queen. So Heart's Love has seen it. You know, Heart's Love has seen it. But no, it's cute. But he has other songs, other parodies that he does. But They are not politically correct. A lot of this stuff is not politically correct at all. But that's fine for me,
It's fun.
That's
it has its place, just like everything else,
Yeah. Yeah, Heart's Love said she's watching the Kiffness as well, and she thinks it was great. Yeah, he is great. He is great. I think Dave, that's the Kiffness. His name is Dave. I think Dave is very talented. I really do. He's talented. If you were to watch his videos, it's not just his parodies, but to see how he puts the videos together and how, like, he does separate tracks because he plays multiple instruments as well. So, and he can sing in different tones. He can do harmonies. He can do harmonies. He can do, and so he knows how to separate the tracks and then put it all together in one video. And that requires impeccable timing.
It does. It does. Former bandmate and very good friend of my husband is like that. He's gifted like that as well.
Oh yeah.
He can put an entire CD. I almost said album, showing my age, but he can put a whole CD together of just him playing every instrument, doing all his own harmonies and stuff. That's talent.
Oh yeah.
That's artistry and talent.
It is. It is indeed. Anybody else? Any other remarks? It could be anything because we ended up. Any other remarks in the chat before we say bye-bye? If not, like I said, the stream will be up for those who either joined late or had to leave early. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please consider doing so on the way out the door. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Please consider doing so and subscribing. Yes. And once again, if you wish to support the channel, you may do so through PayPal for a one-time donation, or go check out my Patreon page where I upload more personal content. So yeah, so consider that. And also I have Streamlabs. If you haven't joined our Discord server already, what are you waiting for to meet some awesome people? Oh, you're so welcome, Jess. You're so welcome, Jess. And thank you, Heart's Love.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Heart's Love. Thank you. So if you haven't already, the links are in the description box of this video for the Discord, the PayPal, and Patreon. Please take care of yourselves and each other. If there is somebody in your midst who is alone or at risk, please take the time to give them a call, give them a text. We're still social distancing, so don't go see them.
Definitely.
Oh, well, thank you, Stephanie and Casey. We were glad to have you along, too.
Oh, definitely. Thanks for joining us.
Positive reviews for this stream. Can't imagine why. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's part of my endearing charm that I'm so bad with tech,
It's okay. No, it's I usually say it's my freaking ugly ass mug on the camera. Saggy, ugly ass mug. No, I swear to God, in my comment section as of late, okay, on some of my videos as of late, like when I covered Big Ed and Rose on the my 90-day fiance, because I've taken an unpopular view on that. Okay, I've taken an unpopular view.
I know the feeling. And
I usually do take an unpopular view.
I do. Yeah, I find myself there often.
Yeah, I do recent videos going after Hater Nation. Okay, it's like. I can't tell you why you're so problematic, but trolls commenting, and they all say, "Oh, your nose is too big, your chin is too pointy, you're saggy, you're old, you're fat, you're scraggly."
Oh, I'm a dinosaur, didn't you know?
I'm old. I'm not cool. I'm from the early 1700s. What do you expect? And this is why I wear hats on camera. And I don't have my red glasses are broke, which is why I'm sporting the librarian glasses, the big librarian glasses, because otherwise I can't see the screen. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie, thank you so much. Yeah.
I can't see the chat, but yes, thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie said she just subscribed to my channel. So
great.
Yeah, but
Wonderful.
yeah, I do take a lot of unpopular views because if there's one thing I've noticed about YouTube, people tend to join in a hive. It's hive mentality. This is a
Groupthink.
popular view.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is a popular view. So I'm going to follow. I'm going to follow. And there are some people that ask, wait a minute, well, why do you hate so and so? I'm not going to mention names, but why do you hate them so much? And they just regurgitate what they see on Twitter. And it's like, did you ever consider doing your own research? No.
Be a free thinker. Be a free
You
thinker.
know,
It's a good
like,
thing.
don't you think you should? It's like,
Yeah.
uh,
I'm a big old nerd. I'm a teacher's kid. I'm a big old nerd, so that just is part of who I am. So yeah,
you
I
know, like
find
I said,
myself.
I made it no secret because, like, for instance, like when I did my analysis of Big Ed and Rose from 90 Day Fiance, I took an unpopular stance. I happen to think Ed is not as bad. People think he's evil as the Stauffers, almost. But I don't think he's that bad. I think he's a bad communicator. I think when he tries to, his delivery leaves a lot to be desired. You know,
Yeah, I know people like that.
you know, but I don't think he's a
Yeah.
bad guy. You know, I just don't. But
Some people make good TV and some
he's
don't.
just, I
Yeah.
think he's just socially awkward, and he does the wrong, like he says the wrong thing at the wrong time. And delivered, because sometimes it's all in your delivery more than what it's said, you know. And I think,
Absolutely.
do I think his behaviors were problematic? Yes, I do. But I don't think he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, name me someone who hasn't been problematic in any time of their lives, on or offline.
Oh, I pride myself on it. No, I'm kidding.
So
I'm kidding. I try to be,
you
a
know,
good person, but
Casey says
I
it
have
feels
my
like high
feisty
school.
moments. I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Casey says it feels like high school sometimes. Absolutely right, Casey.
Very much. You
Stephanie says,
nailed it, Casey. You nailed it.
Stephanie says, you're so right about that group mentality. Like they are just sheep in a pack. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
Absolutely right. And Casey said she doesn't understand trolls. Well, that makes two of us, Casey. I don't either.
I
I
know a couple of funny ones, but they're not malicious. Like
no,
they're
they're just
funny, but
wait.
the malicious ones, it's like, why? Why go out of your way to be
I
an ass?
know.
I
I
don't get
know.
that. I don't get that at
No,
all.
there were funny ones. Like if you ever watched a Negs, negative
Oh
reaction,
yeah, yeah. I've
he
watched
has a
that
few
too.
trolls, but I'm talking about not the bad trolls that are
No, they're like the regular ones, the regulars, and they're funny, and that's just a kind of
like
a
McHenry
personality.
Cruiser, for instance.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
McHenry Cruiser. And there was one that came in, I think she called herself Truthfully Trasha or something.
That's
Or
great.
Trasha's Trash Bag or something. Because
That's
Truthfully
great.
Trasha had been making his life difficult, right, with these false
Yeah.
copyright strikes. And
Mhm.
so he gets these fun trolls, they're more
Yeah.
parodies. They're more like
Exactly.
parodies,
Mhm. I
like
have a couple of favorites myself. There's one named Hogan that's in several communities that I'm in.
I've
I
seen
first encountered him in Loki's streams, and
I've
he's
seen them.
since appeared in a few other people's streams. And my dear little friend Brenda is a wonderful troll. Uh, she's really sharp. She's
You
like
know,
us, but 18. She's an old soul though. She loves grunge. She had to have been a Gen Xer in a past life.
oh yeah,
Had to have. Yeah,
they're
she's
more,
great, but
they're more
she's so
parody.
funny. Yeah,
They're
it's
more
not
parody.
malicious, it's not mean spirited, it's just
No,
adds personality.
like
Yeah.
Neg said, like even Neg said he welcomes them. He welcomes them in his live chat with open arms because Neg
Yeah,
has a sense of humor. He's
exactly.
capable of laughing at himself.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody's ever caught Negs on a live chat. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says, but overall,
Yeah.
I like it.
Overall, he's yeah.
I don't
Same
agree with
here. I don't
everything he
always
says,
agree
but
with him, but
no, and
he
you
does
don't
think
have
it's
to. You don't have
exact. You're
to.
never going to agree with everyone on everything. And what a boring
No,
place it would be if we did. You know?
yeah,
How boring would
exactly.
the world be if everybody agreed on everything?
Well, I was telling a friend the other day. A friend the other day, like she was talking to me because she was kind of fearful after I released my Cali video. Life of a Free
Which
Spirit.
you nailed it. You nailed that
I
video.
thought I did, but there's
You did, honey. You nailed it.
I
I've
didn't
been
have
dealing
to
with her
do
for a
much.
while.
She outed herself. I didn't have to
Yeah.
do much. She spoon fed it to me, you know? It's like
I know, but
she
you
spoon
presented
fed
it so well.
And somebody had concerns, okay, like you did, you're gonna get, you know, it's like I do know that there are bigger channels or bigger people who have caught note of some of my videos in the past. So I don't underestimate, but I do know for the most part I fly under the radar. I'm not even monetized. I'm a tiny channel. And I told my friend, like, basically, I'm feeling more brazen. Ever since my health took a turn downhill, I've been feeling lot more brazen.
Yeah.
And
I think
I think the old me would have panicked at that idea of the onslaught of hate. But I'm not worried about it anymore. I can't worry about that. And
no,
here's
you'll
the
worry
thing:
yourself
if they're
sick over
going
it
to,
if you let it get to you. You worry
well, if
yourself
they're
sick
going to
over it.
hate
It's
on
not
me,
worth it.
if they're going to hate on me, and they're going to, you know, be really gross, you're going to hit on a tiny channel that is not even monetized, that doesn't get that many views. You're going to hit on me, a tiny little channel. That says more about you than it does about me.
Definitely.
You know, you don't like it, too bad. And, you know, like I did a short little video, like a brief summary about Hater Nation imploding, which honestly I'm happy about. But no, let's face it. I mean, that's not a community. That's a mean girl clique.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
I mean, I know their targets have their own problematic, but you know what? There's way more problematic people on YouTube to cover. Cover them.
Amen.
You know, cover
Amen.
that.
I can name 10 off the top of my head.
Cover Nikocado Avocado. I mean, lately Nicocado's scheme is to troll domestic abuse with Orlin. Now, that's not a troll.
How charming. How charming.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's on camera. The two of them abusing this is their latest shtick. You know, this is their latest shtick, their latest antics. Besides the fact that Nick is trying to gain 300 pounds, but you know, but like
doesn't he have an OnlyFans account now too?
Yes, he does.
I can't imagine.
I don't want to go there.
Me neither. I
love paying money. My money's tight, you know. Already, I am not paying to go there.
No.
But that's the thing. There are far more problematic people than Amberlynn or Foodie Beauty, in my opinion. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They're way more problematic. And my basic premise is, if you don't like them, don't watch them. Because who are they hurting besides themselves? They're not hurting. They're not hurting others. I mean, and then somebody, like, I remember getting
some of them do. Yeah. Some of them are pretty shady.
Patronized if people are saying, "Oh, you're new. You don't know who she is, and wait and see. You'll know." It's like, oh, are you going to give me a pat in the head and a glass of milk and cookies with that?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I've been around. It's like, yeah, I am aware of who they are. The thing is, I just don't care.
Yeah. I am very stingy with the F's I give these days.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't care. I just don't care.
I sit back and laugh at a lot of things.
Yeah. Stephanie said her daughter told her about Nikocado. Oh yeah, Steph. Whatever your daughter told you, yeah. That's his latest shtick. Him and Orlin are trolling domestic abuse. That's their
because that's so funny. It's such a comical, you know, topic.
Oh God! And here's the thing. There's the thing, and it's like, and then when Nick has his meltdowns, it's like there was the time where he thought he was Jesus. No, he thought he was Jesus. But he was trolling again, for God's sake. You know, I mean,
I can't watch mukbangs, and I just can't.
No, I'm not a fan of them.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm not a fan of them either. I was thinking about doing a parody, like a live stream, but a parody of a mukbang, like a parody.
Well, now a parody would be fine.
I would do a parody. Like I would sort of do a collective of some of the biggest mukbangers. and it would be like a parody, like Trailer Trash Tammy, for instance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, some of them, you know, a compilation. It would be a parody. And of course, my food would be vegan because I am vegan. But yeah, I was thinking about calling it Monday Mukbang Social Experiment. I want to know how much hate I'm going to get because, like, I'm an overweight chick. And I noticed that overweight chicks who do mukbangs get the most hate. And I'm not talking just foodie beauty. There are other hungry fat chick and others, you know? And I wanted to conduct an experiment, and that's what I'm going to call it, the Monday Mukbang Social Experiment. It's going to be a parody. And
that sounds great.
It's going to be a Monday night stream, obviously. It's going to be on a Monday night. Otherwise, the title would lose meaning. And I'm going to do that. And I want to see what kind of comments I'm going to get. You know, I just want to see what kind of comments am I going to get. Am I going to, you know, I'd be curious. It's a social experiment I want to try out. And I'd be curious. So, yeah, it's like
the damage we could do if we didn't live in different countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine?
We didn't live in different countries. I mean, right now the Canadian-American border is still closed to non-essential travel. Our Prime Minister Trudeau just announced that today. It's closed for another 30 days to non-essential travel. And yeah, imagine if we were able to visit each other though, eh?
I know. That would be, we could do some hella collabs. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we can do a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Stephanie said she was like, what the heck? I guess in reference to her daughter showing her Nikocado avocado. Yeah. As Deaf Noodles, the guy from the channel Deaf Noodle would say, what the hell am I watching?
He's funny. I recently discovered him. I hadn't heard of him until recently.
He's kind of goofy. He wears those white glasses with lenses in them.
Yeah.
And he has the headphones with the ears, with the Snapchat ears, his headphones.
I want those headphones.
And he has this goofy expression on his face.
Yep.
I love how he does commentary, you know. And then the other voice that he puts on, which I think is him, but he speeds it up.
Yeah.
It's him, but it speeds it up because you can hear it does sound like him, but higher pitched and faster. So I think he just speeds it up. And it's like he's talking to this imaginary, you know, somebody who's reading off the receipts, right? Yeah, Deaf Noodle, definitely go check him out if you want a funny comedic outlook on YouTube commentary. Check out. Definitely go to Deaf Noodle, DEF Noodle. Definitely go check him out. He's well, you know. But it's like he says, "What the hell am I watching?"
Yeah. I love quirky people. I adore them.
So do I.
Unicorns.
Great, you know. So yeah, if you want commentary done with a different bent, yeah, definitely check them out.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So anyways, any other remarks to be left in the chat? There's only 3 viewers left. Maybe we bored them all when we changed the topics. Oh well.
That's all right.
No, it happens.
They were here.
It happens. We had quite a few people in. And I want to thank you all the new people who came.
Definitely.
All the new people who joined us for the first time in a live stream. Big Love, who left a while ago, but Big Love, if you hear this later, thank you so much for stopping by. As well as, oh God, I forget their name.
Copper was here.
Copper, and the other one, what was
Jess.
Jess is still here. Jess is
that's right. Jess is in Australia.
Heartslove. I think the only people left are Casey, Heartslove, Stephanie, and Jess. Heartslove, thank you for modding as usual. You do an awesome job. Heartslove, like I said, has been one of my original mods on this channel when I was still in the double-digit subscribers. She's been with me ever since. So Heartslove, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And there were other new people whose names I've forgotten. I'm sorry. I have a shit memory.
I hear you, sister. I hear you.
Rockin' Roberta was here, and thank you, Rockin' Roberta, again for what you get for your gift. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. OB Lex FFS.
Oh, Lex. Yeah, Lex
Ola
was here.
Banana.
Ola
Yeah,
Banana.
Ola Banana. Yeah, and FFS. Jess, Stephanie. Kim was here earlier. And Casey. Heart's Love, of course, and Jess and Casey. So yeah, we're gonna end the stream now. So we're gonna say night night.
Yes.
Say good night, Gracie.
Yeah, I can crack over my cocktail now.
George Burns. George Burns.
Yep.
Yeah, Jess
Well,
says I
yes.
have to make 3 lunches, mop my floor, play catch with my 2-year-old, and listen.
Enjoy
That's
that
cool. That's
beautiful
awesome.
chaos. Yes, enjoy that
That
beautiful
sounds like an
chaos,
awesome
Jess.
mom. Jess
And
sounds like
she's
an awesome
wonderful.
mom.
She's a lovely person. Lovely person.
Oh well, yeah. I look for.
Yeah.
Jess, I hope to see you back in the live chat as well as everybody else who joined tonight for the first time. Okay, now we really got to go because it's been over 2 hours. So.
Oh, it sure has, hasn't it?
It's been over 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for having me. I'll come
And
back
thank you for coming
anytime.
on, and we hope you have.
And I'll be a little more prepared now that I've kind of figured it out.
Thanks again, Jess.
But all right, everybody have a good night, and thanks for
You too.
watching.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okie doke.